I am blessing Fowowe. Of course, on this side of the divide today, and Femaiti is on the other side. Together we make up the gang. It's great to see you, Femaiti. Welcome.
Good afternoon to you, Blessing. Good afternoon to our beautiful listeners. Good to be back here this beautiful Wednesday afternoon to talk just football, nothing but what's going on in the world of football. And there's so much to get into the FIFA Women's World Cup. Well, two first-timers in the finals, and we had known since the semi-finals that there was going to be a new winner of that particular title. Now it's down to just two teams. It's either going to Spain or it's going to England. Football is coming home.
Football is not coming home. It's not coming home. At the risk of sounding like a hater, honestly, I was really hoping England will not get to the finals of the Women's World Cup.
I'm sure you and many Nigerians actually, share that particular feeling. I mean, I can't help but feel like, whenever, England takes another step, I can't help but feel like it's Nigeria that should be taking that step. We had everything, to get over that round of 16 game and get ourselves into the quarterfinals. And we would have said maybe if we got to the quarterfinals against Colombia, we wouldn't have, done well. And then against an Australia team that we had already beaten before, maybe we could have fancied our chances. But then they say hindsight is 2040 now. So we'll just take one.
Because honestly, I'm wondering here. I mean, there is no guarantee that if we had beaten England, that would even be at playing in the semi-finals or even talk about being on the way to the finals.
But Colombia was always a team that we could handle. I don't think Colombia offered anything that would, bother us so much that we'll say maybe we can't handle. But then at the end of the day, sometimes you cannot just predict some of those things. But then it was a good performance from the ladies, and I believe they've gotten their reward. I mean, I heard that the first lady Shaw Kudrusi won, when they...
I heard $10,000 per person.
Exactly, per person, which means that's 70,000 per person plus the money gotten from FIFA.
Some will be getting more than 70,000 because some who have gone back to their state. I think for Rashida Tajibade and Rafiat Umrah, who went to Osun State, I think
the governor also gave them something.
The ones from I think Imo State, Uzodima, the governor also gave them about 10,000. So some of them will be getting more than at least average of 70,000 per everyone that went for that. That's money. That's money. I mean, just convert that to naira. Today's.
We're talking about, we're approaching 60 million already.
Oh my word. Okay, we're live on our YouTube fan page this afternoon. That's where we're streaming from, Splash FM 105.5 on YouTube. And you can go right there to view us live in the studio today. We'll also be having our prediction for the UEFA Super Cup.
Yep.
Manchester City and Sevilla on YouTube. On YouTube, that's where our prediction will be. And of course, it's going to be from now to 4 p.m. How many? What's the deadline?
When the show ends.
Okay, when the show ends. Okay, so when the show ends, prediction ends. Basically, that's the deadline. But you can drop your prediction on YouTube, on our YouTube page, Splash FM 105.5. That's where you find us on YouTube. Don't worry, the phone lines are open so you can call us and contribute to the show. But if you are going to be predicting, please head straight to our YouTube fan page and leave your prediction there. Now, since we started with the FIFA Women's World Cup, how about we continue in that mode to tell you that we have our finalists confirmed already. England have now joined Spain in the final. It is the end of the road for Australia and their historic run. It ended 3 England, Australia 1. It was England silencing what was a sellout crowd at Stadium Australia. And the Lionesses became the first English side since 1966 to reach the final on the world stage. And it caps what have been a sensational 2 years under Sarina Vejman as England crowned European champions for the first time last year on home soil, showed their superiority and their know-how to see off Australia, an Australia side that was spurred on by a nation who have been inspired by the Matilda's success so far. Sarina Vejman Femaiti is the first manager to lead 2 different nations to the finals of the World Cup. She is her.
Absolutely. I mean, this lady, she just keeps, breaking the boundaries. 2019, she was in charge of the Netherlands women. Took them to the finals where they unfortunately, lost to the United States of America. And then after that, she took over the English ladies. And our first major tournament with the English ladies, especially a team that was in as much disarray as it was in when, Phil Neville stepped down from the job, and almost immediately definitely she had an instant impact and, took the ladies to European champions, took them to the European Championship and won it. And then now she's in the World Cup final. So definitely a woman that knows what what she's doing, a woman that knows how to bring a team together. And I think the point where I got really how do I put it, impressed with her is the fact that she can think on her feet. She's the one that has, plan A, B, C, or probably even D. I mean, for example, this tournament has really challenged her.
Yeah.
When she played her first game, was that against Haiti? She used the back four. It didn't really work. The next game, I think her first 2 games, she used the back four.
Yeah.
It didn't really work. By the 3rd game in the tournament, she had to change. She had to drop a Latoon, bring in Lauren James and all that. And then Lauren James got injured, and she
got
had
a red card.
Red card, sorry. Pardon me, for that bad behavior. She got a red card, and she had to evolve again. So she has had to deal with a couple of things that have been thrown at her. But either way, what has been consistent has been the fact that she has taken this team, and it looks like they keep improving in performance per game. Definitely one would say that their performance against Colombia was better than the one they had against Nigeria, and the performance earlier today against Australia, was practically better than the one against Colombia, because when Sam Kerr got that equalizer, one would have thought
a belter of a goal.
I think Sam Kerr may have just
blown.
I think Sam Kerr may have just scored 1 goal at the tournament, and it will be the goal of the tournament. Actually,
my goodness, that was a hell of a goal.
She took the ball from
the midfield,
from her own half, drove into the half of the English, and when she got to about 30 yards, she just looked at Mary Ebbs and just gave it to her. And Mary Ebbs would really hate Sam Kerr because Sam Kerr has scored 10 goals against in 10 appearances against her. So practically every game that Sam Kerr plays against Mary, most of the goals were Chelsea versus Manchester United in the WSL. But then it looks like every time Mary Ebbs goes against Sam Kerr, she concedes. And this was her first open play goal against at the tournament. So she must really be feeling like this girl.
Always something up her sleeves there. Well, it is 3rd time lucky for England. They were beaten in 2015 in the semi-finals. They were beaten in the 2019 semi-finals, and now they have gotten straight to the finals in the 2023 edition.
She was talking about their team already being dubbed the semi-final team, but now they're in the final. Let's see what they can do.
Honestly, I hope Spain can stand up for the rest of us, for the rest of the world. The reason is because we are not going to hear a single word should they go on to win. Because they were impressive at the European Championships last year where they defeated Germany. But if they win the Women's World Cup, it's going to be a total shutdown. No one's going to hear anything. But anyway, the finals is on Sunday. We'll get to preview that on Saturday on World Sport. But 3rd place match, we have Sweden against Australia. Australia have already, performed or outperformed expectations, by getting to this stage of the competition. That's the farthest any Australian team, either the men's team or the women's team, have ever gone at the FIFA World Cup, and it's a record for them. Sweden as well will also fancy their chances on this one. But don't worry, on Saturday we're going to be previewing all of that. And the Super Falcons midfielder Jennifer Echegini is on the verge of sealing a move to Juventus ladies. Now, according to reports you were hearing, she's already in Turin, ready to conclude negotiations with the Bianconeri. The 22-year-old joined Juventus from American club Florida State Seminoles. Actually, it's just like the University team of Florida. Anyway, Echegini made 3 appearances for the Super Falcons at the Women's World Cup right there in New Zealand and Australia. But though she was born in London, England, and now she'll have a chance to play in the Women's Champions League for the first time next season, and also become the first Nigerian to play for Juventus ladies. That's when that deal is confirmed and over the line already.
And I think there will still be more, movement as a result of, performances at this World Cup. I expect probably some ladies, for example, Michelle Alozie that is in the United States. I expect her, if not for education, I expect her to probably make a move to Europe. Okay. Make a move to a league where there is more visibility. And I think for other players, it was so painful that Deborah Abiodun only had 1 game, to showcase herself, but she did showcase.
But the good thing is she's going to a university in the US, University of Pittsburgh.
Exactly. She did showcase herself very well, and I think she's also making a move. So generally, we're going to see more more moves that will stem from. And I expect, well, in Adoze, she's already in one of the top clubs in France.
Paris FC one of the top clubs?
Well, in France, but then she could move to an English club, for example, and become, or a Spanish. It looks like when it comes to women's football
now, at the moment,
yes. Is either you're playing in England, Spain, or you're playing for Lyon or Wolfsburg,
or even Paris Saint-Germain.
Or Paris Saint-Germain. So, but then Paris FC is not Paris
because I know Nicole Payne, that's the younger sister of Tony Payne.
She just signed for PSG, yes. And it's a big deal. So I think she could also get herself that kind of move. So I'm hoping to see our ladies, move more to the mainstream.
Exactly. From the success of the Women's World Cup. But I'm really happy for those who will be getting university deals because it means that you get to study and also play and get some little change here and there.
And those are the kind of deals. Yeah, those are the kind of deals that has helped the likes of Michelle Oluze. When Nigerian men were their eyes were doing some feminists came out to say, hey, she's not just a beautiful face. Yeah, she also got a brains
behind
all
it.
That.
Honestly,
and believe you me, all that was made possible by the fact that she had scholarship, so she could develop her football and at the same time also develop her education.
Get a certificate as well. Okay, remember we're asking for your predictions. Manchester City against Sevilla on our YouTube page. Prediction ends the moment we turn off this microphone today on the show. So how about you just get right there on YouTube and let's have your predictions for this particular game.
And there are prizes.
Yes, we have prizes to give out for this one. So yes, please go on there and leave your predictions. Now we're heading straight to talk about the UEFA Super Cup, and it is Manchester City against Sevilla. It's the first time City are playing in the UEFA Super Cup. The winners of the Champions League up against the winners of the Europa League, and City started their campaign. Their campaign in the new season with a 3-0 victory over Burnley. That's last Friday, and they'll be going to be looking for more of the same today. Sevilla will also be looking to make amends from their La Liga loss to Valencia at last time around. And the teams have been speaking in the press conference, and Akanji was asked about the possible competition he's going to be having with Josko Gavadio, who is coming into the team. He says it helps him. I mean, more competition, the more the better. That's what he's saying there. But City have won all of their 4 previous meetings with Sevilla, all in the Champions League, Brian. Aggregate score of 12-3. It looks like it's looking very obviously like a City victory here.
Absolutely. And despite the fact that we thought maybe it may be close because of maybe a couple of injury woes, because the truth is City are dealing with injuries right now. Their captain, Kevin De Bruyne, is injured, out. Their vice captain, who was supposed to be their vice captain, Ruben Diaz, is also injured, out with some sort of knock. John Stones, the man who had perfected last season the art of playing right back and then shifting to the midfield, is also out of this one as a result of injury. So it's looking like an injury-plagued Manchester City team. But I look at that squad, the team that travelled, and I tell myself there's still enough firepower, in this squad to be able to do the do. And updates we're getting from Sevilla is that Sevilla has just agreed a deal with a Saudi Arabian club for Yasin Bono.
Yes.
So Yasin Bono may not be.
Which would be a
huge miss. So the circumstances are seriously shaping up for looking like a Manchester City victory later this evening in Greece.
But do you think you've seen any sort of difference from the Sevilla side that defeated Manchester United to get to the finals of the Europa League, to win the Europa League, and the Sevilla that started the season?
No, I haven't actually. I saw their game during the weekend, and I think it was same of the same. I doubt if they really brought anyone in. It was still the usuals, the Yusuf and the series of this world, that started that game. It was still what's this name of this? Eric Lamela, De Luis Campos. There was really not much of a change, and you saw their first game in the Spanish La Liga was a loss at home to Valencia. Valencia themselves are not really one of the top teams, in the Spanish division. But you just look at Sevilla and you tell yourself there hasn't been investment in the squad, and then they're letting their goalkeeper go, a goalkeeper that has probably one of the biggest shouts goalkeeper has ever had for the African Player of the Year award. So it shows that it's not a team that is climbing. Rather, if anything, is a team that is dwindling. So I expect that Manchester City will get this one under the kitty. And a fourth trophy. It should have been a fifth, but then it's going to be a fourth.
Of course.
A fourth.
Since they didn't get the
competition. It's good
weekend.
thanks to Arsenal. They're not going to get it. They're not going to have the sixth scoop again.
And speaking of not winning that Community Shield, well, Rodri was in the press conference where he was asked about that. He said the hunger is always there for them. They always want to win trophies. And, well, we're going to listen to Rodri now. When we return, I'm going to ask Mighty a question that probably will throw him off balance. I won't give you an idiot, but keep it locked in. It's still sports by Just Football rather. Listen to Rodri here, talking about having the same hunger to win trophies.
I mean, we always hungry and decide to win every trophy we play. I remember the team was very, very disappointed the other day when we lose Arsenal because I think we deserve to win. But at the end, football is like this. But the way we come back the other day against Barley shows the hunger of the team. We want to prepare ourselves. Now we have the Super Cup, and tomorrow I will ask my team to be the same in the last finals. We played the same level, the same desire, the same hunger. So tomorrow is a finals opportunity. I tell the guys that finals you cannot leave the chance to win it because it's so tough to arrive. So tomorrow we have to go for it with desire and the same way we've done the last finals.
Go for it with desire, the same way they've done the last finals, the words of Rodri there. Femites, the question is this, or let me just provide context. Wow, City are aiming to do something that Manchester United wanted to do in 1999. They won the treble, unfortunately couldn't win the Super Cup. I mean, just imagine City get the Super Cup.
They've already done better.
They've already done I don't know how that will make many Manchester United fans feel.
I think Manchester United fans have already licked their wound actually with that treble.
You sure if they win today, will not open the window?
Yeah, absolutely. But the fact is, the fact that Manchester City got to achieve the treble, and it was even rubbing salt on the wound. The fact that one of the finals. One of the trophies they won was on the back of Manchester United, talking about the FA Cup. But the fact is this, we have to be sincere with ourselves. This Manchester City team, they deserve probably all the accolades they got. I said it, before now that the Manchester United 1999 team, I don't think they were as good as this Manchester City team. And I say that because of the way Manchester City has all, you would say that out of the three cups that Manchester United won in 1999, probably only one was won comfortably. The FA Cup final, against Arsenal, the Champions League, especially the Champions League final against Bayern Munich, was just a stroke of luck, basically, because the game was going somewhere totally different. So definitely, Manchester United fans will not feel good, but then the fact is there's nothing they can do. I don't see Sevilla offsetting City tonight, so it's a bitter pill, but they'll have to swallow it.
Swallow the bitter pill. Basically, that's what Femites is telling all United fans here. Well, City are unbeaten in their past 13 matches in all European competition. They've won 8 and drawn 5, and that's their longest run. They've also lost just one of their past 11 meetings with Spanish oppositions. They've won 8 and drawn 2. We're going to take a very quick commercial break on the show now. We will return with the BBC Premier League update, and we'll take the calls. Please hold off on the calls for a bit. When we return from this break, we're going to do the calls. Remember, we're also live on YouTube, and that's where we want you to drop your predictions on the show today. Manchester City against Sevilla. What's the scoreline? After this break, we're back for more on Just Football. Keep it locked.
Splash FM 105.5.
You too can win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnets promo. Buy the Indomitable 70-gram pack and find the Golden Magnets inside. Visit indomie.ng/Golden Magnets promo to enter your details and unique code. Golden Magnets winners will experience the magical wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnets winners can also win amazing prizes. Get your favorite Indomitable Magnets with every Indomitable pack you buy during this promo. Terms and conditions apply.
àsìkò rẹ ti tó láti di mílíọ̀nìà. Fi nǹkan ńlá ṣèfàjẹ́ nínú ìfitọrẹ àsùnwọ̀n Hope. Hope PS Bank ń fi mílíọ̀nù $2 tọrẹ lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ sí àsùnwọ̀n ìkówósí Hope kí o fi $500 ṣèfàjẹ́. Ṣe ìdúnàdúrà lẹ́ẹ̀márùn-ún tàbí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ láàárín ọ̀sẹ̀ kí o sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbésẹ̀ àti di mílíọ̀nìà. Láti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, tẹ *569*9# lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ tàbí kó dáúnlóòdì app Hope Digital. Ó tún lè yẹ ìtàkùn ayélujára wa lórí www.hopepsbank.com. Àlàkalẹ̀ àti gbèdéke wà o. Hope oríire. Hope Bank ní gbogbo ìgbà.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
Tí o bá wà lórí nẹ́tíwọ́kì àrídájú, ìyẹn Naija Confirm wo ẹ̀bùn 1,000 naira ń dúró dè ọ́. O tún ní àǹfààní láti gba èlé ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rún lórí èyíkéyìí rìsáàjì tí o bá ṣe. Àníkún dátà lọ́nà 100 fún oṣù 6 àti ìlọ́po méjì dátà lórí rìsáàjì àkọ́kọ́ rẹ ní oṣù òpó. Ìyẹn gangan ni Nine Confirm látọ̀dọ̀ Nine Mobile tí ó yọrantí. Ra síìmù tuntun lónìí tàbí kí o tẹ *1400# lórí ẹ̀rọ alágbèéká rẹ. Nine Mobile wà níbí fún ọ, wà níbí fún Naija.
Linkage has my back. Oh, linkage has your back. Smile with assurance. Smile with assurance. Cause if you make sense, say as you dey cry, do it with a smile. Linkage got you covered. You know, say always stay aside to protect you like a child. Linkage got you covered. Linkage has my back. Linkage has your back. Linkage assurance. All the way. Linkage assurance.
Now you can smile with assurance of protection. To get your Linkage assurance policy, please call 0700 Link Care. Linkage Assurance PLC. Protection that counts.
Love watching your club's football highlights? Or are you super into DIY? If you love comedy skits or have to keep up to date with the latest news, if you want to sharpen your business skills or learn how to play the drums, whatever you want to watch, you'll find it on YouTube because YouTube is made for you. Get amazing video data bundle offers on your mobile phone by simply dialing *312# today.
Splash FM 105.5.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Adam Samuel at the BBC Sports Centre. Manchester City play Sevilla in Athens later on Wednesday in the European Super Cup, with City looking to become the third English winners of the trophy in the last 5 years. Now, it wouldn't rate highly in most teams' list of priorities, but City boss Pep Guardiola is more than happy to be involved.
You cannot imagine how incredibly happy we are to be here to play this game because we have to win the Champions League. And this opportunity, we want to take it because who knows when we are going to come back here to play this tournament.
Now, City will be without their talismanic Belgian midfielder Kevin De Bruyne against Sevilla, and he'll also be out for at least the next 3 months. That's because he sustained a hamstring injury in City's 3-0 win at Burnley on Friday. And Spanish midfielder Rodri says De Bruyne will be a huge loss.
He's one of the most important players of the club. For sure, we're gonna miss him a lot. We're gonna try to support him and in these bad moments that no one wants injuries. But at the end, I saw him the other day. He was with positivity. He wants to come back. He's an experienced player. He knows that he doesn't need to run fast to come back. He has to recover. That's the most important part. We're gonna miss him. But at the same time, I can tell you that we have a very complete squad to play these 2 months without him.
And finally, Chelsea have agreed a fee of $69 million plus add-ons for Southampton midfielder Romeo Lavia. The 19-year-old Belgian international played 34 times in all competitions last season. And the Blues also looked set to sign French winger Michael Olise from Crystal Palace after activating a release clause in his contract in the region of $44 million. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Still rocking,
Okay, we're back. It is still Joshua right here on Splash 105.5 FM. Shout out to everyone dropping their predictions already on YouTube. We see you. This is from Senex Walcott. It says City 3, Sevilla 1. Joshua Emmanuel says City to win 3-0. Samson Emmanuel 1-0 to City. Joshua Emmanuel says, good afternoon, guys. Okay, sent his prediction twice, but he's saying City to win 3-0 anyway. Omotai Isaac says Manchester City 4.
Becoming down.
Sevilla 0. Awoto Yeboluwati first predicting 2-1 for City. Simon Teso Robert 3-0 for Sevilla, and Aziz says 2-1. Actually, Simon says 3-0 to City, and Aziz says 2-1 to Manchester City. Okay, it's 091551055, 08056 998678, 0706 949 3000. First caller here. Hello.
Hello, blessing.
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, amazing.
SB. Okay,
I
welcome.
just want to find out.
Okay.
Whether the guys have been paid their allowances. Because when they met the first lady, we didn't hear anything to make them happy.
Well,
and the NFS was very happy to come out and tell you that they have to pay through them.
If you listen to SB, hold on. If you listen to us at the start of the show, we'll tell you that they didn't leave the presidency empty-handed. They got $10,000 according to reports per person, and the three people who were with the first lady got $10,000 each. And we are hearing that the same is going to be sent for the other members of the team who were not opportune to meet the first lady. That's one thing. And when you say allowances, I think we've made it clear that NFF does not intend to pay extra allowances other than what FIFA is going to pay.
And concerning what FIFA will pay, it will be paid after the tournament is over.
Exactly.
After the final.
On Sunday. And it's not even just immediately after the final. It's going to take a while. So that's the process. Hello, who's there? Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm calling from Oleon.
I didn't get your name. Sorry. Hello.
David from
Okay, David, I got that now. Welcome. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, people win by 2 goals.
Go and drop it on YouTube, David. Go and put it on YouTube. That's where the prediction is.
Yeah, it's contribution.
Go and put it on YouTube. Thank you very much. But you can just call us to drop your contribution. But if you want to predict, go on YouTube and leave your predictions there. 08091551055, 08056 998678, 0706 949 3000. This is not a good news for Arsenal fans, as their new signing here in Timber. It has been confirmed that he has injured his ACL. That's is anterior cruciate ligament, and it's going to be out for about 6 to 7 months. Essentially, let's say it's out for the rest of the season. It's very sad for a player who's just made a switch to a new club, and then
who has even hit the ground
running, and the cost of ACL continues to strike for my team.
It's something that needs to be studied. It's something that needs to be looked into. For Real Madrid, there are 2 ACLs already, especially for a goalkeeper. For Arsenal, they've already gotten ACL, and we remember how the scourge of ACL ravaged the English national team just before the World Cup. It was only by a stroke of luck and, sheer brilliance. It's one of the reasons why Serena Bridgman needs to be, lauded, because the scourge of ACL that, besieged the English national team prior to the World Cup alone is enough to, flout everything. But the fact is this, I think the load is too much. I think the intensity of the game has improved. I think the games have increased almost exponentially. And these are some of the repercussions of this increase. I mean, just just in December, there was a World Cup within the season, and then the season continued. They had, after the season ended, they still, some like Jure Timber, that is an international, still had international tournament to play, still played the UEFA Nations League in June, July. It was in July that they had 2 weeks break, after which they resumed mid-July for pre-season training, and now they are back. So it's like, in the whole season, they only had 2 weeks break, and that is insufficient for both. We all have played the game of football before, and we know that it takes time for your body to recover. I think the load that the players were given, especially this year, this particular year that they slashed
from World Cup in between the season
from the season, and for a player like Joe Timber, for a player like Elda Milichao, for a player like Tsubo Kotua, all that have gotten this kind of injuries actually played all those tournaments.
Well, the ladies are also not left out of the ACL curse as well. Hello, who's here?
Hello, Blessing. How are you doing today?
Very well. What's your name, sir?
My name is Mr. Francis.
Okay. Great to have you, Mr. Francis. Let's go.
Yeah, now, let's start with this PSG boy, Neymar, who says that he wants to play global football. How many countries has he played for? He started in Brazil. From Brazil, he went to Spain. From Spain, he went to France. And then now he's going to Saudi Arabia. Is 4 countries a global football playing country? The answer is no. Instead of telling the world that, well, I need money to make sure that I'm an enjoyable man. I want to be enjoying my life until when God says yes.
Can't he bring his global to Nigeria? Come and play for him, but be truly global.
Then on the issue of what SBI just asked.
Okay.
You see, in this country, I don't know how we treat our athletes. The NFF chairman, the NFF president said there, he should be ashamed of himself. You are owing this. They are not asking for this present one. The one you have been owing for 2 years. What happened to it? What impression are you giving to people who want to emulate this kind of girls? If these girls are not well off, will they not be penury and then they are playing, they get injuries? Most of them, when they take injury from Nigeria, they go to their club to sort it out. The same with the Super Eagles. Now, look at the stupid thing he's saying that Osimhen, because he joined this...
Please mind your words, please. Language.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Who is lose? Is it not Nigeria that will lose? Which country will have Osimhen and said that it's not going to feature in any matches? He will be the loser. So there's no point about that. Well, let us not take that. Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, for Victor Osimhen, I don't know any country who would, shut out their best player just because he said he's asking or trying to advocate for the ladies to get paid. But honestly, I saw those reports around that, and I just took it with a pinch of salt because until then we have a game to play,
they're not going to
and they don't invite him, and then we can shout about that.
They're going to get a call from the Villa.
Honestly, that's your best player right now. And I think the issue with the ladies and the NFF is trust. I mean, trust issues that Nigerians basically have with leadership in Nigeria.
I think it's a matter of once beaten, twice shy.
Yes.
The trust is not there because they've experienced this over and over again. And
that's why they had to go to Fifth Pro.
So they do not believe that it's usually like that when the tournament is on, you think everything is all right, but immediately the moment you crash out of the tournament and everyone starts going to their various base, that you just discover that the money also just goes quiet like that. So I'm sure it's the mistrust or the incidents of the past that has
led to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, for the outstanding payment from 2 years ago, they are saying they are waiting for the money from FIFA. It is from that money that they will settle them with. So whatever happens, they still have to wait. And when the money comes and they don't do that, then you can start calling out for their heads yet again. And since Mr. Francis talked about this Saudi Arabia matter, okay, let's get right into that before we go on another break. Saudi Arabia are going to be playing 2 international friendlies at Newcastle's St. James's Park. The Green Falcons will face Costa Rica on Friday, the 8th of September, and South Korea on Tuesday, the 12th of September. At Newcastle, of course, they were taken over by Saudi Arabia-backed, investment. The friendlies are going to form part of the team's 2024 AFC Asian Cup preparations. And of course, you can understand why that is that. But I keep saying the Premier League and their hypocrisy around the Saudi Arabian money. It is right up there for everyone to see. But
Absolutely.
Now, Neymar to Saudi Arabia. Former Barcelona striker Jonathan Soriano has blasted Neymar for making that switch to Saudi Arabia. Believes that he still has a lot to offer, enough quality to lead a team looking to win the Champions League. And he says he believes that Neymar has thrown in the towel. But Neymar, of course, is saying, you know what? He has achieved a lot in Europe. He enjoyed special times, but he has always wanted to be a global player.
He has always wanted to play in Saudi Arabia.
And test himself with new challenges and opportunities in new places. And that's the reason why he's moved to Saudi Arabia.
I think it's BS. First and foremost, I think that is BS. Gallo still captured it perfectly. We are all after the money. And Gallo has signed for another Saudi Arabian club. That's the only man that is not denying the fact that it's money motivated. Definitely, absolutely. I mean, global is not limited to Saudi Arabia or the Middle East. Global could be Africa, could be China.
Hey, but you chose is global now. Is it your global? Is it global or global?
So, it's the global that, when I saw the other terms of the deal, the mansion is going to get the 2 cars.
The perks.
The perks. That's apart from the money, apart from the, I think, 163 million per year. The house, 25-bedroom mansion and all that. You tell yourself it's a good deal. But the fact is this, I think Neymar, was it right to give up? Yes. It's still a painful thing for me. Neymar was that person that I thought was going to be the heir apparent of Ronaldo and Messi. He was going to get at least multiple Ballon d'Or trophies. Coming from the Brazilian league to Barcelona, it looked like the world was at his feet.
Yeah.
He could do anything he wanted, but I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if it was on seriousness. I don't know if it started from his willingness, or should I say his desire to move away from Barcelona. But something snapped in Neymar. And suddenly, it all just went down drain for there. But right now, the fact is, you want to name, 10 top footballers from last season. I don't think Neymar will be named in it. So it shows that he has gone down, and I don't think he even believes by himself that he has what it takes to lead a top European team anymore.
So a Champions League.
Exactly. He's 30 years of age, and let's just ask ourselves, when PSG put him on the market. The information was out there for a couple of weeks. We are now willing to sell Neymar.
And no big teams from Europe.
No big teams inquired. Not Manchester City, not Manchester United, not Chelsea that is buying everybody.
It was linked to Chelsea. Chelsea was said to be interested.
But there was never a real move or a real, contact concerning the modalities of bringing him to Stamford Bridge. Not Liverpool, not Real Madrid, he couldn't go to Real Madrid anyway, but there was a time we heard Real Madrid was really, really hot on his heels. So you tell yourself, which European club, which top European club, Champions League winning wordy out there were willing
to have him.
So at the end of the day,
because it looks like he's going to be a liability to whatever team is
so it looked like he looked at his options, probably the teams that were interested, and he told themselves going for the money was the best option for him. So I don't think, in contradiction to what our caller said, I don't think he has what it takes to lead a top club.
It was actually former Barcelona striker Soriano who said that. Yeah,
I don't think he has what it takes anymore to lead a top.
Before we leave this Neymar discussion, what would his legacy be? What legacy is he leaving behind at PSG or in European football generally?
I don't know. I don't want to be negative about this. If I want to be negative, I'll say the legacy of being one of the most unserious, talented players to ever play the game,
like Hazard.
But then if you want to be sincere, maybe one thing you can attribute as his legacy is maybe winning the Champions League in 2014 now
with Barcelona.
But then that looks like a serious down. It looks like an underachievement based on the kind of quality, the kind of talent, the kind of potentials we saw in him when he came to the fore. I think his legacy would be the fact that when you see a young, upcoming, talented footballer, you tell him, don't be like Neymar. Take your career seriously. I think he's a bad example of big talent and minute achievements.
He's got trophies anyway, but he gave off the vibe of somebody who could have gotten more and done more.
Who could have done more than people are already talking about doing more than Ronaldinho
and never getting to win the Ballon d'Or. Come on. Okay. Well, Al Hilal have also sent in for the £7 million bid for Fulham's Mitrovic. It looks like the money is turning Mitrovic's head.
It had been turning his head
for a long time. But hey, they're back with £47 million though. It's not clear if Fulham will agree to that. City have accepted undisclosed offer.
And it's going to be Neymar's
teammate as well, yes. City have accepted undisclosed offer from Al Nassr for Aymeric Laporta. Arsenal was said to be, exploring the option of going for Laporta, but the Saudi Arabian team, Al Nassr, that's Cristiano Ronaldo's team.
What Saudi Arabian doing to us? This is a player that everyone said was headed for Arsenal. This is a player definitely that you tell yourself can still play for a top club in Europe. By the injuries, is still a decent player. So another top player in Europe on his way to Saudi Arabia.
Well, Anyway,
Champions League Majoro. Everybody's gone.
Well, the bright side is that it's an opportunity for some of the untested stars, or some of the hidden talents, hidden stars, as you call to rise.
New stars were born. Absolutely.
I mean, this is the opportunity. Take the opportunity grab the bulls with both hands, and let's see, shoot yourself to limelight. Basically,
exactly.
I mean, there's no Ronaldo, no Messi again. I mean, it's now Haaland, it's Mbappe, it's Jude Bellingham, it's Saka somewhere there. I mean, it's an opportunity for the young stars as well to shoot themselves.
And we already saw with RB Leipzig against Bayern Munich, during the weekend, the likes of Luis Openda, Benjamin Sesko, already, throwing their name in the
mix,
in the pool there. So I think it's when some stars leave the scene, it's another for other stars to be born.
The cycle will always continue. And Harry Maguire's move to West Ham is off. Idolo, my legend, is going nowhere.
But don't let us get violent. You see that this afternoon.
He's going nowhere. Anyway, he hasn't agreed personal terms with West Ham, according to reports. But then the reports also that he was trying to get paid off by United. He couldn't agree on
to make
deal.
up for the difference between the salary he's getting at Manchester United and what he'll get at West Ham.
But one thing is certain, and that's the fact that he's not going anywhere.
Don't say that. It's an agreement.
My legend. I don't know.
It's an agreement thingy. They can see, so come and go.
He's going to fight for shares. It's not going anywhere. But United are saying that they respect him anyway, and they don't want to push him out of the club.
But then I'll just say it's a problem for Manchester United. I think it's a problem for Erik ten Hag too. And I'll not just say concerning Harry Maguire alone. There are now 3 players who were on their way out of the club, a couple of weeks ago, who it's now looking like they're going to stay. Dean Anderson, Manchester United already had a deal agreed with Nottingham Forest. So just about the structure of the deal. Now it's looking like Dean Anderson is going to stay. Manchester United had a combined bid of £60 million for both Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay, and now it's looking like they're both going to stay. These are players that the managers do not want in the team. If you keep giving the manager what he doesn't want, if he gives you the result that you don't want, don't complain.
I take it like that, basically. And Chelsea have agreed a deal to sell winger Hakim Ziyech to Galatasaray. Finally, it was supposed to go to Al-Nassr, but that deal fell through. But now it looks like he will be on his way to Turkey to join up with Galatasaray.
I think it's the last of that pool that they want to ship out.
They need to ship out. Yeah. But they still have to concentrate on selling some more players to be able to balance their books. I mean, they have to reduce that dressing room.
I think some youngsters are going to go on loan. I think some, maybe
Kesade has gone on loan to Leicester City.
I think this guy Gochuku may follow.
Yes, might go as well. So
that can play because Michael Olise is also coming in. So
Chelsea buying. There's a lot going on with Chelsea.
On ground.
There's a lot going on with Chelsea. Honestly, we need to take a break. Please pardon me. When we return from this break, we are going to do the calls. The phone lines, I see them
buzzing.
We'll take the calls, please. But remember, the moment we turn off the microphone today on the show, that's when the prediction ends. So if you want to throw your hat in the ring, please head on to our YouTube page, Splash FM 1055. Let's have your prediction. Manchester City against Sevilla. We're going to also be predicting towards the game on Saturday. Well, that will be on Saturday anyway. City, Newcastle, Man U, Tottenham, all of that on Saturday. But today, it is Manchester City and Sevilla. The moment we turn off the mic, prediction ends. So please go ahead.
And there's a comment on YouTube that I'm going to react to after the break.
Okay? When we return from this break, Just Football continues to also take calls as well. 0809 155 1055, 08256 99 8678, and 0706 949 3000.
Splash FM 105.5.
Tí o bá wà lórí nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kì àrídájú, ìyẹn Naija Confirm wo ẹ̀bùn £1,000 ń dúró dè ọ́ o. O tún ní àǹfààní láti gba èlé ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rún lórí èyíkéyìí rìsáàjì tí o bá ṣe. Àníkún dátà lọ́nà 100 fún oṣù 6 àti ìlọ́po méjì dátà lórí rìsáàjì àkọ́kọ́ rẹ ní oṣù òpó. Ìyẹn gangan ni Nine Confirm látọ̀dọ̀ Nine Mobile tí ó yọrantí. Ra síìmù tuntun lónìí tàbí kí o tẹ *1400# lórí ẹ̀rọ alágbèéká rẹ. Nine Mobile. Wà níbí fún ọ, wà níbí fún Naija.
Every morning, na better chance to carry your hustle go higher level. So, make you start your day with the correct taste of Nescafe. Start strong, finish strong. Nescafe.
Tí o bá fẹ́ràn láti máa wo àlàyé kíkún nípa eré ìdárayá bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá.
Tàbí o fẹ́ràn láti máa ṣe ohun gbogbo fúnra rẹ.
Tí o bá fẹ́ràn eré àwàdà oníránpẹ́.
Tàbí o ò fẹ́ kí ìròyìn kan kó fò ẹrù rárá.
Tí o bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kí okòwò rẹ ó gbèrú sí i.
Tàbí o fẹ́ kọ́ nípa bí a ti ṣe ń lo ohun èlò orin náà.
Ohunkóhun ìyọ́wò tó bá fẹ́ wò ló máa bá pàdé lórí YouTube.
Jẹ̀gbádùn àrà ọ̀tọ̀ dátà tí yóò fún ọ láǹfààní ìwòran fídíò lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ lónìí nípa títẹ̀ *312# bó ṣe fẹ́ sí.
Ó ṣeun ọ̀rẹ́ mi, ó kú ìtọ́jú mi, mo sùn dáadáa, gbogbo ara mi ló jí pépé. Ìrọ̀rí tí mo gbórí lé, àfi bí ìgbà tí mo bá wà lórí afẹ́fẹ́.
Àtótónu rẹ̀ pọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ mi, a kì í dúpẹ́ ara ẹni. Ìrọ̀rí Muka dá yàtọ̀ nínú gbogbo ìrọ̀rí. Eléyìí ni wọ́n ń pè ní Crown Anti-Allergy. Oorun àlàáfíà sòséni lórí rẹ̀.
Ó tó kémi náà wá wọ̀rọ̀ kò fi ṣàdá kí n pààrọ̀ ìrọ̀rí mi. Ó tọjọ́ mẹ́ta.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, àwọn dókítà tiẹ̀ sọ wípé a ní láti máa pààrọ̀ ìrọ̀rí wa láàárín ọdún kan sí méjì.
Lóòótọ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọ̀rẹ́ mi.
Ó tún gbà wo tó o ti pààrọ̀ ìrọ̀rí rẹ. Ra ìrọ̀rí Muka kó o sorun àlàáfíà.
Muka, à ń fi ìdẹ̀ra kún ìgbésí ayé ènìyàn.
Oyoyo! Na God dey dash pikin to mama and papa dem o. And na so God dash breast milk to pikin dem. Breast milk get all the better things wey good for your pikin, plus water. So therefore, give your pikin only breast milk for the first 6 months. No forget o, give your pikin breast milk only for the first 6 months. This message na from Henry Project, Oyo State Ministry of Health.
Bàbá, ẹ dákun a fẹ́ wọnú ẹgbẹ́ àgbà. Àìsàn abáàdì tí ń ṣọ̀rẹ́ mi. Ó ti lo gbogbo oògùn. Ó ní ọlọ́rìí fẹsẹ̀ létọ̀ọ́. Lóòótọ́ làwọn àìsàn afínní nàkànàkàn ń bẹ tó jẹ́ pé tí wọ́n bá rọ́ọ̀lù yàn pẹ́rẹ́ fúnra oníkọ́ ní ọ̀fẹ́ máa fẹnu ara rẹ̀ pé kú. Aṣíwájú elégbòogi herbal therapy lọ́nà àbáyọ bírú ẹ̀ bá ṣẹlẹ̀. Má wulẹ̀ po kámbáàdì mu nítorí àìsàn tí ò ju káṣíwájú elégbòogi ó tán pẹ́pẹ́ dànù. Àwọn irinṣẹ́ àgbàlódé ló sẹ̀ ti kalẹ̀ yìí tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ fi ṣàyẹ̀wò kí wọ́n lè mọ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lágọ̀ọ́ ara gan. Lábẹ́ ìdarí akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ medical consultant tó dúró tán. Gbàgàdà lọ́fíìsì wá sí dàálẹ̀ látago 9 àárọ̀ sí 4 àrọ̀lẹ́ lọ́jọ́ Monday sí Friday. Aago 9 àárọ̀ sí 3 ọ̀sán ni lọ́jọ́ Saturday. 49 Sango UI Road beside Fat Oil Filling Station opposite Sango Police Station Ibadan. 0802-223-3370. 0802-223-3370. Ẹ dúró gbé gbogbo àìsàn tí ń jẹ kòbókò lọ́wọ́ aṣíwájú elégbòogi herbal therapy.
Tí o bá wà lórí nẹ́tíwọ́kì àrídájú ìyẹn naija confam wo ẹ̀bùn 1000 naira ń dúró dè ọ́ o tún ní àǹfààní láti gba èlé ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rún lórí èyíkéyìí rìsáàjì tí o bá ṣe àníkún dátà lọ́nà 100 fún oṣù 6 àti ìlọ́po méjì dátà lórí rìsáàjì àkọ́kọ́ rẹ ní oṣù òpó ìyẹn gangan ni nine confam látọ̀dọ̀ nine mobile tí ó yọrantí ra síìmù tuntun lónìí tàbí kí o tẹ *1400# lórí ẹ̀rọ alágbèéká rẹ. Nine mobile wà níbí fún ọ wà níbí fún Naija.
Here is
105.5.
Accessing
105.5.
one station, all the hits.
105.5. Splash.
Okay, welcome back from that break. 0809-155-1055, 08056-998678, 0706-949-3000. As promised, we'll do calls now. Hello, who's there? Mr. Frank. Okay, call him back. Okay.
Now, you can look at what Penalty has just said.
Okay. Mr. Francis, we are struggling to hear you. Perhaps you should go to some place that has a clear network, please. I'm really struggling to hear you. Please call back once you've gotten a better reception. Hello, who's there?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
I'm Ezzy.
Okay, call him back.
From Africa. Now, do you know that we would have been having people like Nema in Nigeria? Let me take you down memory lane. We started like Saudi during the oil boom era, but we were not fortunate to have leaders that we think of about the country. Let me tell you one thing. During the oil boom, Saudi leaders started to stash money in fixed deposit for their country in foreign banks, to the extent that they got to a stage where the interest was enough to do their annual budget, so that they don't need to spend their money again. They were collecting the interest. The country's saved in foreign accounts. So we are not that fortunate. So Nema could have
You need to wrap up real quick, sir.
The global player in Nigeria, probably with shooting stars.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling. 08091551055, 08056998678, and 0706949300 on YouTube. Omotayo Isaac says, Femighty, stop that. He said no big club bidded for Neymar. Is Barcelona not a big club? According to reports, he didn't join Barcelona because he had an unresolved rift with Xavi. And he says, as regards his legacy, much partying, injuries at the most crucial part of the season, never missing his sister's birthday, even if there is an important Champions League game, much tattoos and hairdos. What a career. But hey, Barcelona situation.
Well, that's not entirely true. He didn't join Barcelona because Barcelona inquired but discovered that they were not financially buoyant enough to finance that deal. The amount they're going to pay as transfer fee, most importantly, the kind of salary they will have to offer Neymar, they were not financially buoyant enough, and that's why Barcelona did not go for that deal. So it wasn't about a rift as much as the fact that Barcelona's finances, I mean, they are still trying to clear house right now.
They are even trying to register players.
So they can sign Cancelo and register some of the players that they have signed. So it was not financially viable for Barcelona. That's why it's
talking about Barcelona, they have announced the appointment of former Portugal international Deco as the club's new sporting director, and that's going to be on a 3-year deal. He's going to take over from the director of football, Matteo Alemani's duties. He's taking over Alemani's duties, actually, once the transfer window ends. And Barcelona announced that in a statement earlier today. He's already been part of the team, already working with Xavi here. But what does this mean? So will this change anything at Barcelona?
Well, he's a Barcelona person, so I guess he's an internal person. But the last I knew, Deco was an agent, in fact, the agent of Rafinha. So how does that work?
Well, perhaps it's switching. Hello, who's there? Okay, call back 08091551055, 08056998678, 0706-949-3000. If you'd rather predict, please head on to our YouTube page. We have just about 2-3 more minutes to predict before we leave. Hello, who's there?
Hello, Bless. I'm calling back, Mr. Francis.
Okay, please make this very, very quick. There are other callers on the line.
Now. Hello?
I can hear you. Please make it very quick.
Now, very quick. The issue of saying Manchester United cannot get to sell Henderson and Maguire and Antonio. If they refuse to, if they don't get a buyer, would they force them on club? So if that maybe at the end of the buying season and they cannot sell them, they will continue with the club. They have many matches to play, and if they get results, it doesn't go to affect the coach because he's not the one that's going to buy them. He has offered them for sale. It's like you put a car outside. You want to sell it. You are not getting buyers. What do? You keep your car until you get a buyer. So good afternoon.
All right. Thank you very much for calling.
Just to clarify, it's not like they're not getting buyers. They are not satisfied with the amount. They had a £30 million bid rejected from it.
Okay. Our final call on the show. Hello. Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
I want to predict. My name is Moses.
Go on YouTube. Go on YouTube to predict.
Go on our YouTube page.
Go on our YouTube page, Splash FM 1055 on YouTube, and do subscribe while you are there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We're going to do one more call for comments. Hello, who's there?
Good afternoon, Matthew. I'm blessed.
Good afternoon. What's the name?
This is Simon calling from Apata.
Okay, Simon.
Okay, let's go. Real quick.
For me, I understand why Maguire is not seen a buyer. It's what Manchester United did that come back to help them. You cannot just see an average player as Maguire and start giving him that kind of wages that you give. So you expect other clubs to come and carry the cross that you have created yourself. Nobody is willing to pay him that kind of amount of money. And Manchester United continue doing all those things in the past. That is why it finds people very difficult to sign their players. Look at players like Martial. They are tired with Martial. But there's no way someone will come and buy that guy. Because you cannot offer him the wages. And Maguire is saying that wait till you want to buy him, yes. But the money you're paying me is not up to amount that Manchester United are paying me. And Maguire is 30.
Okay.
This is a sign that players are going to make their money to go and job with their family.
Okay.
So from up to down, there's no way they can do that.
All right.
So Maguire with Manchester United is married. they cannot separate. Let them continue with him.
Let's continue with the marriage. Thank you very much for calling. I also wanted to continue that marriage.
Don't worry, Maguire to Saudi Arabia will happen soon.
But don't worry, I have to leave. We have to leave this studio right now. Thank you very much for being a part of our show. We appreciate you so much. And we're going to be back here tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning for Sports Bank. Next week, same time, Just Football makes a return. Femighty, thank you for being here with us.
It was a pleasure.
This. I am Blessing Fowowe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Au revoir.
Splash FM 105.5.
BBC News with Eileen McHugh. Thousands of angry Muslims